The same as iPad Air 4 but with the M1 chip. Some might think it's a cheap replacement for the iPad Pro and it makes sense to buy it instead of the Pro version, or it makes sense to upgrade from the 4th to 5th generation because the M1. But I think it's time to let's the video. It is the same design as the iPad Air 4. The tablet weighs 461 grams, is 6.1mm thick, and is 10.9 inches in size. Definitely not a small tablet, and is the same size as the iPad Pro, which if you need a large tablet, will completely meet your needs. It has a good weight balance and a flat frame. I personally do not like the flat frames at all on large devices such as tablets. But this is the new design trend and the tablet fits well in the hand and is not uncomfortable. The body is made entirely of aluminum and is matte, and the front panel is protected by glass. The body material itself gives you a premium feel, but it looks Apple used thinner aluminum to reduce the cost, and only if you press the back panel a little, you realize that parts of the device seem to be empty and the panel sinks, which is for an iPad with this relatively high price is not good. The design language has not changed and is the same minimal and permanent design of Apple. A camera and flash in the corner and the Apple logo in the center, which makes the design very endearing. On the front panel is a display with a selfie camera on top. The edges of the iPad Air are not small, but it is almost suitable for a tablet, and about 81% of the front panel is the display. The iPad Air 5, like other iPads, supports Apple Pencil Gen 2. Yes, it has to be purchased separately and is expensive, but it is highly worth buying and is great for designers. This tablet also supports the Magic Keyboard, which is a joke if I say it is in the box. iPad Air M1 now has faster USB-C, but it is nothing compared to Pro model Thunderbolt. The display is definitely not the reason to buy this tablet at all. iPad Air 2022 has a liquid retina IPS LCD display with a resolution of 1640 by 2360 and a pixel density of 264 ppi that supports True Tone. The colors on this display are very accurate, the contrast is relatively good, and the images are sharp, but the pixels can be seen if you pay a little attention. The brightness of this display is 500 nits, which is a good number for a tablet at this price, but you should definitely not expect to see the clear content in the sun. The refresh rate of the iPad Air M1 is also the 60Hz standard, which is a bit annoying for 2022. In general, the screen is one of the most important parts where you do not get the feeling that the iPad Pro gives you, because the lack of ProMotion 120Hz and 100 nits less brightness. The lack of a ProMotion display alone can be a deal breaker for someone like me. The iPad Air 5's fingerprint sensor is on the top of the frame like the previous generation, which has great speed and security, but Face ID offers great AR features that this tablet lacks. The hardware of this tablet is one of the best, if not the best hardware available in tablets and the smartphones. iPad Air 2022 uses M1 chip and 8GB of LPDDR4X RAM. There is no lag on this tablet at all, and all software, games and apps run at their best in this device. But in heavy and long use, completely expect overheating. But its power is so high that you will not feel a drop in performance at all. The iPad Air has non-expandable 64 or 256GB of memory. 2022 $600 tablet, only 64GB of memory? I definitely recommend the 256GB version, which of course is not much price difference from the base version of the iPad Pro. In terms of software, when you buy it you will receive an iPadOS 15.4 and you will have software support for up to 5 years. The iPadOS is, in my opinion, the best and the smoothest tablet OS right now, because it is only optimized for Apple iPads, and Apple only introduces 4 or 5 iPads per year, and their hardware is not much different. Yes, it has many limitations, but its user experience is not the same as Android tablets. Buying a tablet because of its camera is a big mistake, but the iPad Air has lost its ultra-wide lens and LiDAR sensor compared to the iPad Pro. Of course, this LiDAR sensor offers great AR capabilities, which the iPad Air lacks. But let's be honest, how many of us use it? The main camera of this tablet is 12 megapixels with the ability to record video at 4K 60 frames per second. The sensor has not changed from the previous generation, but trust me, because of the better processor, the photo processing is excellent. In good lighting conditions, the detail is displayed well, the dynamic range is quite good, and the colors are very accurate. These photos are great for a tablet. I repeat, it is great for a tablet, not a phone. The new iPad Air selfie camera is also a 12 megapixels ultra-wide with 1080p 60 frames per second video recording capability and a center stage. The quality of the selfie camera is also quite reasonable and completely meet your needs for video calls. Also, the center stage feature makes you always in the frame, or even two people can be easily in the frame. The iPad Air battery is 7600 mAh lithium-ion. In semi-heavy uses, due to the lack of a 120Hz display, it can easily be used for a full day or even longer. Unlike iPhones, there is a 20-watt charger in the box that takes about 140 minutes to fully charge. In terms of battery, satisfying but not fantastic. This device has a stereo speaker that produces loud, surrounded and extremely high quality sound that even has a good bass. But still the iPad Pro has 4 speakers and produces louder and clearer sound, but not so much that you want to spend more on it. In general, in my opinion, if you don't need more than 64GB of memory, which I think it is impossible and you will definitely need in the future, the iPad Air is well worth the $200 difference. But otherwise, by paying an extra $50, you can get a promotion display, better design, one more lens, LiDAR, Face ID, smoother emoji, Thunderbolt and better speaker, which in my opinion is definitely worth spending $50 more. For me and many of you, just the promotion feature is enough to buy an iPad Pro. If you also have an iPad Air 4, the A14 Bionic is a really powerful chip, and it is true that the M1 has a much higher score in the benchmarks, but you probably will not notice it in everyday use, and it is not worth upgrading. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you in next video.